Hilarious and talented Billy Eichner stars as the fan favorite meerkat Timon, and we're so excited to have you here this morning. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
We appreciate
Congrats on landing one of the gigs of the century.
Thank you. I'm excited about it.
Oh my! Did you audition? Did they call you? How did that all flesh out?
I did not audition. Jon Favreau, our wonderful director, we knew each other. He was a fan of mine. I do a show called Billy on the Street, and Jon loves that show. So I knew he liked that, but then I got a cold call out of nowhere one day from my agent saying, "Oh, Jon Favreau wants you to do Timon in the new Lion King." And I was like, "What? Like Disney on Ice? Like what version is it?" And then I found out what it was, and I was like blown away.
And how do you do with Nathan Lane? He made it iconic. Where do you bring them? Where do you go in a different direction with it? How do you bring that without offending Nathan?
Yeah, I mean, Nathan's a hero of mine. I've loved him since I was a kid, and I'm a big Broadway fan, and he's a Broadway legend. I try to do my own thing and rely on the fact that Jon cast us all for a reason, while also nodding to, certain tones in the original that people love. We didn't want to completely betray it, but also bring our own identity to it.
And Pumbaa is the peanut butter to Timon's jam. So you, of course, gel so well with Seth Rogen, and you've worked together before. We were laughing at your Death Rogen series for Billy on the Street. So clearly you had that chemistry. Yeah. So how did that flush itself out? Did you guys do a lot of ad-libbing? And I read that you actually got to voice together in the same booth.
We did, which is very rare for these movies. Yeah. Usually the actors record their voices separately for some reason, but with Seth and I, we did everything together. Donald Glover was in the studio with us. We did Hakuna Matata, all three of us together, as was JD, who plays young Simba. And so Seth and I riffed a lot, we improvised a lot. Jon Favreau really encouraged us to do that. And I think a surprising amount of the improv made it into the movie, which is another way that this one feels fresh and different from the original.
Well, it makes it feel more organic at that point, doesn't it? By allowing you to do that. And it must be much easier doing that, sitting down together in the same room and trying to do it. I don't know how these other stars do without anybody else in the room when they're talking.
Well, they pay them so much. What do they care? They'll do it on Mars. Yeah. They don't care.
Beyonce. James Earl Jones, Simba.
Yes. Yeah.
My gosh, that's quite the cast of company you're keeping.
Yes, it is such an honor for them to be with me in this. I can't imagine.
We thought the same thing. We absolutely thought the same thing.
You were really funny at, poking fun at celebrities, and yet you are a bona fide celeb yourself now. So what would you, Billy, say about yourself in your own roast for Billy on the Street?
Wow, that's very deep for this early.
Yeah, you could think about that. Would you ever consider roasting yourself for having
myself? Trust me, I roast myself in my mind every day. But yeah, that's actually a really fun idea.
You should
I'm going to have to think about that.
Okay, we want
Billy on Billy roast.
Did you bring some of Billy on the Street into this?
I mean, I didn't want to do a carbon copy of Billy on the Street because I've learned that the Billy on the Street persona really works best in its natural habitat on the streets of New York. I feed off that energy, the New Yorkers' attitude. It's a give and take. But I knew that Jon cast me for a reason. He loves Billy on the Street. And so, there's a certain overlap between Timon and the Billy on the Street persona, but it's not entirely the same. I wanted Timon to be sweet and vulnerable. You really have to believe in his friendship with Pumbaa, and he can't just be this loud, abrasive guy. But I do love that has such a big personality coming out of a small little body. I think that's a really fun combo.
Listen, we love Seth's laugh.
You're gonna...
I'm gonna put your... Is that pretty good?
That's all right.
You're
we're getting there.
It was early. I wasn't ready. I hadn't warmed up yet.
You're going to have to smoke a lot more weed.
Can you do a Seth impression? Are you good at those?
Oh, my God.
Or
putting
James
me on
Earl
the
Jones?
spot. I can't do a James Earl Jones.
Oh,
my career will be over.
Nobody should do a James Earl Jones.
Do you have anything in your wheelhouse?
Seth Rogen. It's like very phlegmy.
Like gravelly.
It's like an old rabbi who smokes a lot of weed. Yeah.
Listen,
Nathan Lane, you reached out to.
Yes.
And you had a great little rapport with him.
We did. I know Nathan. We're friends. He really is like an icon to me and to everyone. I grew up seeing him in Broadway shows even before he was in Lion King. So I reached out to him and I just said, it's an honor to walk in your footsteps and I can't do what you did, but I'm going to try my best. And then he sent me a very funny response saying, "What are you going to do next? The Birdcage with Ryan Gosling?"
We'll watch that.
Which actually is not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. Let's put it out to the ether.
Yeah, exactly.
We might show the clip later on if we get a chance, because it was hilarious to see the letter that he wrote back.
He reads it on Colbert, the letter he wrote back to me.
Yeah. Continued success. We cannot wait to see this movie. It's actually coming out July 18th.
Yeah.
So it's about 3 weeks away. I bawled my eyes out at the trailer. So it's such a beautiful film.
Yeah.
Congratulations again. We cannot wait to see what you do in the future.
Thank you.
Right now we're going to throw things over to Mel downstairs in the newsroom.